works here to play.
Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and we're at Gen Con 2013. And once again, we have Spencer here from CoolMiniOrNot. Thank you for having this quick interview.
No, thank you for having me take this quick interview.
Oh, no problem. We are going to talk about Zombicide.
Zombicide is one of our flagship board games, and it came out a couple years ago, and it was a very successful Kickstarter. What is awesome about Zombicide is that it is a 1 to 6 player game, and what that basically means is that you can play the game by yourself if you wish to, because the game has an AI component to it. The zombies are autonomous. They do what zombies would do. They go towards sound, they go towards things they see, right? So what makes Zombicide awesome is that because it has that kind of artificial intelligence dictating what the zombies do, unlike other zombie games where people play the zombies are always going to be predictable, right? And that predictability lets you kind of live out that zombie survivor fantasy we all have, right? Like, you can have a person go into a square, fire a gun 3 times, and then run away, so that the zombies go towards the gunfire as opposed to a person who's trying to now hide from them, right? So keeps you from ever having to have that problem of like, I'm fighting these zombies, but these zombies are controlled by a human who's trying to outthink me. These zombies don't outthink you. They just react naturally as zombies can, right?
So is this a co-op game then?
It is a fully co-op game. Everybody works together unless you're a jerk, in which case that does happen sometimes, right? Somebody realizes like, I just want to live to the end of the game. I don't care about anyone else, right? And so when you play a full game, 2, 4, 6 player game of it, it's really awesome because either you're all working together and you're having these awesome conversations about, oh, you should do this, you should shoot this car or throw this Molotov here. And you're having this open conversation and you don't have to worry about the opponent hearing your strategy and then trying to do something to outthink you or outplay you. You can just have that conversation openly and work with your buddies. But also, there can always be somebody who's like, I don't care, I'm gonna live for myself and I'm gonna let these guys do something dumb while I try to beat the game, right?
Do the players accumulate points or some way that there's some sort of leader or some sort of winner at the end, even though it's a co-op game?
You can do that. You do level up with every zombie you kill, right? So if you make an agreement that the person at the highest level is the winner, but usually the thing is, the person who survives wins, because usually everyone else dies, because the game is very difficult. It's really easy to learn because it has pretty simple rules, but it's so hard to stay alive, right? So it's a very open, general audience friendly game because it's easy to learn, but it's a hardcore game in the sense that it's hard to survive, it's hard to beat, right? And everyone that we have played the game says, I played it the first time with my friends, 10 minutes later I was dead. And I had to start over because I was like, I'm not letting the game beat me, right? So Zombicide is a really great game for those situations.
How long does a typical game of Zombicide play out for?
Usually a game is going to play, if you're not good at the game, it's going to be over in a few minutes, right? Because the zombies are going to get you. But if you're really trying and you're really strategizing and working really hard, you can usually beat most scenarios in an hour to 2 hours most. So it's a really good Friday, Saturday night game. You come in, sit down and play the game for a couple hours, hour or two, while you're hanging out, just talking. It's a great game for that. Actually, we have a sequel coming out, Zombicide Season 2, and we have an expansion, Toxicity Mall. Toxicity Mall is not standalone, but it can plug into either. And Zombicide Season 2 is a standalone box set. All the zombies in those 2 other sets work differently than the zombies in Season 1, so we're not eliminating Season 1 in any way. Season 1 is its own game, and it functions in its own way. The other games just have different types of zombies that make the game a little bit harder to play, makes it a little more difficult, and is aimed towards people who played Season 1 for a while and felt like they finally got it, right? So these games are a little bit harder.
Now, for those who didn't participate in the Kickstarter, how do they get their hands on Zombicide?
Zombicide is purchasable here at Gen Con, and it's been out of stock because it sells out very quickly. It should be to retailers and distributors sometime in the near future, probably within the next month or so. Same with Toxicity Mall and Prison Outbreak. It should be available by the early to mid, worst part, late September.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Check out CoolMiniOrNot.com for more information on Zombicide and all the other great games that these guys put out. Thank you, Spencer, for the interview.
Thank you.
And happy wargaming.